Hi. Can you hear me? Yay. You are the first one. I apologize if this is a little wonky. It's my first time going live. Okay. Well, you're the first one. Is there a reading you'd like me to do for you? Do you have a particular deck in mind or a type of deck? It's got to be within easy reach, but I have a bunch surrounding me. And if you have a question, remember that I tend to read um, about options for you, right? Like instead of saying, will I get this thing or do this thing? If it's something you want, maybe ask like, how can I do it? How can I get it? Does that make sense? Yay. Okay. You don't have with the deck and the question? You just want me to do like a basic reading? Okay. Let's see. Can we some people think it's a little bit darker, but I love this deck. What do you think? If you think it's too dark, I won't use it. I don't know if you saw my unboxing, but I think it's a fabulous deck. But let me know. If you want me to use something else, I will. Oh. Okay. So this is Earth Whispers Tarot, and it is by Angela Tubb. Okay. So, let's see. So if there's nothing really pressing on you at the moment that you want to share with, that's the other thing I probably should have mentioned. Obviously, this is open to anybody, so you don't want to say anything or type anything that you don't want shared. So just bear that in mind. And if I start to touch on something that you don't want me to in this forum, please let me know. I'm not trying to say anything like crazy. Huh. I love this deck so much. I really do. And it's so nice to shuffle. Okay. So. We're going. And if I miss any comments, you might need to pop them up again because I don't think it. Oh, wait. Maybe it does. Let me see. Does it show? Oh. I think 1 sec. I got it. Got it. Okay. Now, I think it'll hold messages up, but just in case if I don't respond to something, do me a favor and just pop it up again, because it just means I missed it. Okay. So for Marilyn. What's something that needs to maybe be considered? What's something surprising that maybe it's time to think about or think about doing? Think about imagining. And oh. So obviously we got some emotional things right going on, and it looks like positive. Need to move. Is it something calling to you like on an emotional level, or is it like a financial or I feel like, wait a minute. Where you are now, or where you've been? Is it, are you leaving someone? Like, are you living with someone that you need to get away from? Or like a certain situation that's really been challenging for you? It could be an issue with someone there, or it could be an issue with missing someone. Is you're living with your daughter now? Are you looking to move far away, or is it just to get your own space? Oh, you're ready for her to move out. Yeah. So is it a matter of you leaving or her leaving? Yeah, it looks like you're going to need to work with her on a solution. But I think there is one. I don't know, obviously I don't know the situation with your daughter. What do you got? There's a lot of emotional stuff, but you know what? It's all really positive stuff. I feel like you have similar intentions on some level, which is good because it allows a baseline. But maybe you've been speaking different languages. Maybe. So, is it a money issue? Is that keeping you guys together for now? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I see a lot of love, which is nice. But for a path forward, what needs to happen? Yeah, is it? I feel like money's the real issue, and it's not so much a desire or lack of desire. And I feel like maybe has your daughter been kind of has she had issues with work? Has she had issues with maybe maybe with her direction, or maybe with working with others? Does she look to others maybe for direction, or um, I feel like there's I mean, it could be a physical or a medical thing, but I feel like it's about money, and I feel like it's about type of work she's doing or how she's managing certain things, or maybe a lack of work. Does that sound right? Lack of work. Is she passionate about anything? Oh no. Is there anything like stopping her? Money? Yeah, yeah. Um, she's got to find that thing that brings her bliss and joy. And I feel like when she finds that thing, she's going to work really hard for it. Not even in the house. Oh. So she needs to get out of her head. She's stopping herself. Is she kind of um oh, yes, Chelsea. Hang on. I will be with you in just a minute, okay? Um I mean, I want to kind of be careful where this is going. But you might I feel like she's stuck inside her head. Something's there that's keeping her from being who she needs to be. Okay, I'll be with you. Um, I don't know if you guys have looked at like therapy. Oh, I missed what you said, Marilyn. Can I see it again? This thing is such pain. Yeah, I feel like therapy would be really helpful for her. And I mean, I hate to say that, except therapy's good for everybody, right? Um, but I just feel like she's got something going on inside that has been kind of keeping her in this place. But there's a lot of love there, and there's a lot of love between you, which is powerful and positive. I don't know if she would be better off one-on-one or maybe with you as well. But I would talk to her about it. I would talk to her about it because, you know what? Nobody wants to do nothing. You know what I mean? It's not a purposeful thing. It's a symptom of something else, right? And sometimes that symptom could just be, I'm bored with everything. I don't feel like, nothing really sparks my interest. But usually there's a deeper thing to that too. But I feel like in this case, she's stopping herself, you know? It's, I don't know if it's self-talk. I don't know if she's recycling less than positive stuff over and over. Yeah, but you know what? Partying is a distractor, right? It's taken her away from this. I just, I would try really hard to get her into some kind of counseling, someone to talk to. I don't know if she's, if you guys are affiliated with any religion, or if there's like a, like a priest or a rabbi or whatever, or a regular therapist, but something. She needs something. Because, it's easy to say, oh, people are just partying, they're being lazy, and they're not responsible. But the reality is there's a reason for that, right? And I don't do like mental health readings, right? That's not what I'm doing. I'm just saying that I think she needs some help dealing with whatever has been keeping her from being her true self, And I think that's important. And the good news is all the love. And I really feel like there is such a strong foundation. Yeah, she just needs a little help. Does that make sense? I do want to point out that there is so much hope. She's just gotta take those steps forward. Good. Oh, I'm so glad. Okay, so now we're going to do the next person, and I have to try to, excuse me, I try to see the chats again, so let me see if it'll, okay, so we have Chelsea next. Now, Chelsea, I just want to tell you, I don't mind any awkwardness. Yeah, Marilyn, just encourage her. Encourage her to go see someone or talk to someone. And I think that encouragement and that love is what she needs. But yeah, if you're absolutely fine asking awkward questions, but just remember, well, so I'm not going to be embarrassed, but there are other people watching this and reading it. So, make sure you're okay with that. If you're not, maybe we could do a reading on something else. A fool. In what way? Okay, Marilyn, thanks for joining. Let me know how it goes. Huh? A cool kid again, huh? What does a cool kid mean to you? Thank you, Marilyn. Sending you so much love. No, it's not. It's not. Being sensitive is beautiful and a blessing, but you want to make sure to protect yourself and keep yourself from reading in. Yeah. And is that what you mean by making a fool out of yourself? Is just by letting people walk over you? So, is it primarily like in that effort to be, okay, to be liked and, you know, one of the crowd. Oop, we got two. Oh, I should probably tell you, this is the Gentle Heart Tarot by Vanessa Sumayina. I'm sorry, you know. Yeah, so there's some work that needs to be done. I feel like, let me see, I also want to have a purpose. I think, all right, first of all, I feel like maybe up until now, I feel like you've been maybe prizing quantity over quality. And, you know, in most cases, that's going to take you somewhere you don't really want to be. I think this is a time for you to really kind of take stock of what's really important to you. What's important to you in friendships and relationships. What's important to you just in life in general. You know, what are the things you know what I would do is I would make a list. I'm a big list person. I would start making a list of the things that bring you joy. Just anything, right? It doesn't have to be anything specific. It doesn't have to be anything with a purpose, right? If you're like, well, when I walk outside, it brings me joy. When I cozy up with a book, it brings me joy. Like all things like that. Oh, wow. Because you're going to find your purpose there. And, you know, here's the deal. When it comes to purpose, when it comes to your authentic self, your true self, it's always going to bring you bliss, right? It might not be easy. It doesn't mean it's easy, but it's always going to bring you bliss. And you're going to be successful at this thing. Oh, they're going all over the place. Look, can I just say, so these are diamonds are like pentacles. Can we just take a look? Like, you got a lot going on. Oh, I'm missing. But I think that list is important for you too when it comes to people and relationships. Like, what are deal breakers for you, right? You know, you want someone who values you for you. Not for what you give them, not for any, just for you. Someone who thinks about you in a positive way. And I don't mean romantically, but it certainly could be, right? But you need like, so family's always challenging, right? Do you have the ability to, you know what? Do you have the ability to, grabbing this one, kind of decide who and when you associate with in your family? Okay, good. Hang on. Let me. Yeah, I'm trying to find the remove, which I cannot find. So that's, you know what? I think you can. I think you can filter them out. Yes, so anybody just joining, I will do you next. I'm in the middle of reading, but I will do you in order of your joining. So, so, oh good, yes, thank you. So in terms of your family, do you have the ability to kind of decide who you associate with and who you don't? Or is it kind of like, well, if I see some, I see them all? Sorry about the dog. Ooh. And so this, by the way, is The Solitary Witch by Lucy Cavendish and Lady Victoria. You don't know? Okay. I think it's time to write your own story. To kind of... You know what? I feel like up until now, you've maybe been focused on what others want or expect of you, but it's time to throw all that crap away and create a foundation that you want, that you choose, right? And family can be hard because, look, a lot of them have known you since you were, a baby, right? So the problem with family is they see you as that snapshot still. They still see you as that little kid or that obnoxious teenager or, whatever it was, right? That moment that solidified for them in that Polaroid, right? But you have all the power. You can go ahead and start building from scratch. You can always invent or reinvent yourself. And in fact, I encourage you to do that frequently. But by creating this new you, the new you, that's probably the you that's always been there, right? Because you want to get down to your essence and be true to who you are and what you love. And with families, it may be tough to get them to see that you're not that little child or you're not that, whatever. But you just kind of have to hold true and you have to keep your boundaries, right? And insist upon, demand that they be accepted. And you can do that in a very friendly way, in a very nice way, in a way that can bring people together instead of pushing them away. You've never failed, right? There's no such thing as failure. You're not a downer. Listen. As long as there is a breath in your body, you haven't failed because you're just in process. Look, life is like a road. Sometimes there's bumps. Sometimes it's nice and smooth. Sometimes there's hills. And sometimes it can feel like maybe you're just hitting pothole after pothole after pothole, but eventually you will get out of Pennsylvania and hit that smooth road again. Your past doesn't need to dictate your future or your present. Hi, Shady. I see you. I will get to you. I'm doing an order that people join. Um, it's really important for you to understand that. Look, if you've been less than positive to them, you may have to prove yourself for a while. You know, it's just the nature of it. And it may take a little while for them to begin to see you in a new light. And it may take a powerful moment, right? It may take that when they're in that worst possible place, and you can come in with love and light and help lift them back up. It may take a little sacrifice on your part, but nothing's impossible, especially if you have a true desire to make it happen. Because, you know, the storm never lasts. And when it's over, all that old dead stuff has just been shaken off, blown away, and it always smells and looks so beautiful when it's all done. Hey, I will be reading in order that people come in. So so in terms of helping your family to see you as you choose to be, as you desire to be, you're gonna have to let go of some stuff, some old resentment, some old angers. You know, if you've been treating people in a less than positive way, okay, you can look. You have every right to set boundaries and demand that they be respected, but you can do it in a loving, kind way. But I feel like for you to move forward in the way that you want, you've got to let the old stuff go. And by doing that, you're going to allow them to begin letting that stuff go too. You know, we teach so much more from example, right, than words will ever tell us. So if there are things that, like, you know, up until now, maybe set you off, right? You know, there's things that just, it make you so mad. You gotta let them go. And I think that'll be a huge turning point for them to start seeing you differently too. You know, because they'll see that your actions, your reactions are different. And understand that if you control your state, and you absolutely can, nobody and nothing can ever control you again. You can't control what other people do, but you can always, always control how you act and react to it. You know, you know, some people are like that. Some people are like that, and whether it's based on the old experiences or whether it's based on something else, yeah, I mean, they do that. But here's the deal. If the things they say, if the things they do aren't really about you, it shouldn't affect you. And if they are about you and you don't like them, you can change them. You know what? You're never back to square one. Here's the deal. All of life is this, it's this experience. It helps us all grow and learn. I know. But I'm telling you, all of these things that you experienced help shape you into the person you are now. And if you like yourself, and that's a wonderful thing, even if some of the things you experienced are less than wonderful. And if you don't like yourself, change the story, because you have all the power to be anything, to be everything that you choose. Does that make sense? Let's see. Who is next? Okay, so Sparkle Sparkle. Good. I'm glad, Chelsea. Look, I am sending you all the love, and I have no doubt that you can do this, and you're gonna feel so much better for it. Now, Sparkle Sparkle, are you still here? You wanted to ask a question? Oh, were you? I apologize. Okay, the Bina 71. What? I'm trying to go back to read. I'm sorry. This is like... I'm trying to go like all the way back. No, well, Sparkle Sparkle hasn't answered anyway, so let's go. The Bina 71. Cursed. Okay. You know what? We're gonna start with an oracle for you, I think. Okay. Yeah. If I don't reply to something, it just means I didn't see it. So please repost it. I'm not purposely missing anything. This, of course, is Poesis by Andrea Wan. It's one of my favorite decks. How long have you wondered about this? Can I ask that? Oh. The Bina? Still on Eclipse. Yes, it's open. You know, I'm in the middle of reading for somebody, but stick around and I will get to you. Oh. Let's see. Hold on. I want... So, I'm gonna go back to try to catch up. I was gonna mention. So this is Pensive Path by Reese Marin. Have you had like a less than positive interaction with anybody? Like around the time that you feel like this started? Dropping. Those don't count. There's an energy. I don't know if these are showing up. I'm sorry. I feel like whatever's going on, it started off with this desire. And, you know, I was tempted to say it was coming from me, but I don't think it is. I think there's an outside influence. And I feel like there's a jealousy. But you know, it could be. Could be. So, you know how we have different hats, you know, like, you know, or like just different parts, like, you know, oh, there's part of me that wants to do this thing, but there's a part of me that wants to do this other thing. And I'm wondering if it's still not maybe coming from you, coming from a conflict of parts. Like, I feel like there's one aspect that is very, very demanding. It wants what it wants, and it wants it right now. And then there's this other part that's more mature. And I think it's a part that can really see and get in touch with this part. I feel like there's an integration that needs to happen. And there's a battle of these different parts, or these different energies. And I feel like you're being pulled in a lot of different directions. Um, so outside or inside though? I feel like it's inside. Outside or inside? I think it's inside. I think it's inside. I don't think it's a curse. I think it's a conflict within yourself that needs to be controlled, and you can control it, right? I think that I almost feel like there's been like a, I don't want to sound dramatic, but I feel like, um, I feel like there's almost been like a shattering. And I'm not trying to dramatize that. I'm really not. I feel like, we all have these parts, right? Um, Sometimes not all the parts get the attention they need or get what they want. And I feel like this part is maybe doing some less than positive stuff to make a ruckus, to be heard, to be seen, to be felt, to get those desires noticed and attended to. And yeah, and certainly you have what you need to consolidate everything and to bring all these parts back into a harmony, even if they haven't been in harmony for a really, really long time. But I think there is a balance that needs to be hit. And I think you need to start listening to, and it could be your inner child, it could be your inner teenager, but it's that part that just wants to do stuff. It wants to be excited and have fun and be crazy and silly and just do things for the sake of doing them. You know what I mean? In what way do you feel like there's that something's getting in your way? Can you give me like an example or a metaphor? That went flying at me. Hey, just stick around. I'm trying to get to everybody in order that they appear. Huh. Does that feeling start in your head, or does it start somewhere else in your body? Hi. It's like bees on the other side. And when does this tend to happen the most? When you're thinking about doing something or you're doing it? Just so I understand. When you're doing it. So let me ask you, what benefit would come from not doing that thing? Okay. So if you're bound, and we can see you don't need to be. So let's just talk about how to get unbound. Right? What do you need to do? Is there something that you've kind of been unwilling to face? You know, sometimes when yucky stuff happens, we tend to kind of push it down, push it away. You don't want to think about that. Who wants to feel that way? So you're just going to continue on your day and push it down and, you know, let it grow science experiments as you just move on, refusing to think about it or really deal with it. Does that sound like anything that might be going on? Hmm. Okay. So then let's take the attitude that it is coming from the outside. Um, so there are two things that I would recommend. Um, you want to find a space where you feel very safe, very comfortable. And you can sit down, you can lie down, whatever's good for you. And close your eyes because you always imagine better with your eyes closed. And I want you to imagine like a lighthouse, you know, that really focused, powerful light. Imagine it moving slowly over your body from the top of your head to the tips of your toes, bathing your front, your back, your insides in this illuminating light, a light that banishes any and all shadows. Allow yourself to begin to really notice that light on other levels. Feel maybe a warmth. Perhaps it has a certain sound that you could associate with that light. Maybe it tingles, maybe it just feels good because it does feel good. You want to let it sweep over you for as long as it needs to do, banishing all the shadows and nourishing what remains. And then focus on that freedom. Focus on nurturing those parts of you that will always protect it and always grow it, right? Those parts that are meant to always look out for you, to always be there. You know, your unconscious mind, its whole purpose is to protect you. It's to keep you alive, to keep your system working as it's meant to work. And just allow yourself to imagine what that pure freedom is like. What it's like to nurture only the best parts of yourself so that you can move forward freely into the unknown, but creating the path of your choosing. And allow yourself to really be curious about that. Be curious about what that would feel like, what it would look like, what it would sound like. Imagine how you might breathe, how you might stand or sit with that absolute freedom and the absolute knowledge that you can do anything. Because there is nothing in this world that can really make you do anything, be anything. Nothing can fetter you but you. And with that light, you've burned away all that stuff. Any chains, any weights, they're just burned away with that light. Does that make sense? Does that feel like that would be helpful? You're welcome. Let me know. Let me know how it goes. If you if you need help, if you want to kind of get talked through it, I'm happy to do that. Okay. Let me know. Let me know if that's helpful. Okay. Okay. So next, let me see. I gotta scroll back. So I'm trying to go in order. If I miss anybody, please give a shout out. I think next. What about Shady Shadows? Are you still with us? You're welcome. Okay. So I think next is Shady Shadows. And let's see who's after that, just in case. And again, if I miss you, I don't mean to, so please, shout out. Oh, hi, Sharon. I don't know if I said hi. I'm sorry. And then we have Curly Girly. Okay, or either one. Oh, hi Shady, sorry. We'll have either general or education guidance. Your son. Okay. Who's calling? All right, let's go with Pixie's Whisper. by Lorene Music? I don't know. Anyway, sorry. Trying to give credit to everybody. All right. So, okay, Curly Girly, you are next. So, what's going on with your son, Shady? Is there something specific you want me to focus on with them? Or just kind of in general? You could just say, it's just going on just at the root. That thing that you most need to know about right now. What's that thing? What's that thing about? Okay. Now I'm wondering, of course, is this relating to yourself or to your son? Wait. Okay. So it looks like maybe not about your son, but let's say. Let me ask you, are you... 16's hard. You know, my daughter's about to be 24, and it's hard. It's hard. Teenagers are hard. And I feel like, you know, sometimes with kids, especially teenagers, we can kind of forget about ourselves and what we need. Okay, I'm going to get to that question. But I think first, I feel like this is more... I feel like you're giving away so much energy to him. I feel like you've got to kind of stop and pause for you. Yeah, I think you do need to be nurturing to him. I definitely feel like... Now, look, nurturing does not mean no boundaries or no rules. But I would definitely be more classically maternal, right? Kind of gentle. Very, you know, here's the deal. With, you know, I'm a hypnotist. With hypnosis, there are really two main styles, right? You have permissive and you have kind of authoritarian. I tend to go for permissive. I find it works better. Most of the time, once in a blue moon, I'll have somebody who needs, you know, a stronger, firmer kind of hand. But generally, permissive tends to work well. And I think in this case, that's what I would focus on. But I think it's so important. You've got to do things for you. And I think that'll help to show him too that, first of all, that you matter. You know, and it's not like he doesn't think that you matter, but, you know, kids, kids are weird, right? They see their parents and they see this, these almost um, like godlike figures, right? They don't think of their parents as being weak or old or, you know. And the problem with that, I'm sorry, I'm reading your comment. Um, you, the worrying's hard. The worrying's hard, and it never goes away. Never goes away. But it shouldn't dominate your thoughts, your waking moments, your sleeping moments, right? Um, you have to kind of say that I trust in the universe to kind of take care of him. This isn't to say that you shouldn't take precautions, you shouldn't teach him, you shouldn't help him, all that stuff. I don't mean that. But, here's the deal. Any person at any moment could step out of their house and a piece of an airplane could fall on their head and crush them, right? Anybody could slip on a sidewalk. Oh no. Well, look, you got to set boundaries, right? This does not mean no boundaries. So, but there's a kind way to do it, a gentle way to do it, or not so gentle. Well, he's a teenager. He's a teenager, and he's probably, reaching out. But let's say, kids lie so they don't get in trouble, right? Now, sometimes you got a kid who lies because they like to lie. And that's maybe more concerning, at least to me. When you communicate with your son, I feel like maybe he's feeling like he's being attacked. Like maybe he feels like I'm just doing like kid stuff and it's not a big deal. And I don't get why you're making it such a big deal. Here's the thing. Teenagers are nuts. And I mean this with all the love. They did a study and they showed teenagers pictures of adults smiling. And they asked the teenagers to rate, their emotion, to, what emotion are they expressing? The majority said that they were angry, right? They're crazy. So you gotta kind of be careful how you talk to them. And you can't always logic them, You've got to kind of balance. If you can appeal to their unconscious mind, to that feeling brain, it's going to be much more powerful than that logical one for them. You want to use metaphors, use, stories to illustrate a point, because it can be hard right now for them to see clearly, to really understand that some of the choices they make can have really lasting effects. It's like what I imagine Las Vegas to be. Never been there. But, there's so many lights and signs and sounds and smells and people shouting and telling you, oh, come here, go there. You know what I mean? And I feel like he may be experiencing a bit of that. And doesn't really know yet where his path lies. And I think that you've got to get him on an emotional level. You need that buy-in, on an emotion. It doesn't really mean happy or sad, more of like that feeling. What does he love? What does he love to do or experience? You know, relate it to that. Relate it to relate it in a way that he can like kind of turn off his conscious mind for a little while. Find a way for him to experience the world through sensations, you know? I feel like, yeah. You know what I would do? I would take him outside, whether he likes to, if he likes to hike, if he likes to swim, try to get it to be some kind of activity that he likes, but outside. And just kind of experience some of the natural cycle with him. Yeah. Yeah. This is going to give him a way to kind of reflect and connect in a quieter way. And, you know, this is a good way for him to kind of begin to not just be told about, but to feel how every choice, every step has a consequence. And sometimes they're positive, sometimes they're not. Maybe taking a walk in the woods or through a park and notice and let him notice that the paths you choose take you away from the other paths too. You know what I mean? So with every gain, there's a bit of an aspect of a loss. Very good. Very good. I think that's fabulous for him. I don't really think there's any... I think there's like normal kid influence. I don't think anything, you know, crazy. I think he's just struggling to come together, to create the balance for himself, and to see the bigger picture. You know, teens tend to be in the moment, which I'm all about, but you have to be able to look ahead too. You have to be able to look ahead and see that bigger picture and see that, okay, when I choose to take this path, what that also means is I'm choosing not to take this path. And I think it's something that needs to be experienced. Like, you know, if you go maybe somewhere that has multiple trails and, you know, you take the one trail versus another trail, and it's almost like you want to kind of mourn that path that wasn't taken. You know, it might not even be such a good path, but it's still the path that you haven't taken. And I think that by doing this, by letting him kind of feel these things for himself, it's going to help him to quiet his mind and to maybe see a little more clearly what his choices bring. So does that make sense? Is that helpful? Okay. So now, Curly Girly, what's up? Oh, good, Shady. I'm so glad. Oh, you're welcome. Okay, Curly Girly, what can I do for you? Hey, Kay. Oh, thank you so much, Shady Shadows. You too. Let me know how it goes. There's not a list. I'm just kind of going in order that people join. Oh, please do. I apologize. I think it's way the heck up there. So let's see. Um, oh, I see you. I found it. Sorry, Curly Girly. Um, let's see. And then, Pokey, you'll be next. Okay. Let's see. So what? Who do I want to grab? You know what? We're going back to Pensive Path by Reese Marin. So is it kind of everybody at work, or is it just specific people? Is it just like in general? Please excuse my dog barking. I meant to do this at my office, but it just didn't happen. So, gotta deal with some barking. Okay. So, now you understand that they may see you very different ways, right? So there may not be one answer for all. So we're kind of looking at like just that average, right? You know, in general, how do those people closest to you kind of see you? Okay, so I think they probably see that you're a team player. Generally pretty friendly. Maybe describe you as like a go-getter. I always, whenever I see this particular card from this deck, I always think of Man of La Mancha. Stuck up. Was it a particular person who told you that? Huh. I feel like that person is like your opposite. So if you're quiet, maybe they're gregarious. But I also think that you're more the doer type. So, we all relate to the world differently, right? Through different representational systems, through um, different perceptions, right? Our perceptions are colored by our experiences, by our knowledge. Uh, okay. So, are you looking for a way to kind of meet in the middle with her to maybe form a sort of, I hate to say truce because that makes it sound like there's a battle, but to kind of maybe meet her halfway so that she can begin to see you as you are and not by this perception of you. I mean, would that be beneficial? I would like to know if I should be concerned. Well, let's look at it this way. Whoa, these cards are flying. Oh, man. Okay. Um, so I'm going to say that depends. It depends on what you want to achieve. I'm going to tell you that for me, the way things are right now, which could always change, I feel like she's going to be talking some smack. People's bad side. Is this a kind of gossipy place? Like I feel like she is a bit of the gossipy type. But I think that for me, looking at this right now, I see you as the more valuable employee. And I feel like others see that too. So there may be like social smack talking going on. But I think when everything's said and done, I think you're good. Professionally speaking, I think you're in good shape. I think that it's not going to affect you. And I think you're actually going to grow from this experience. And I think it's going to really make you even better at what you do, whether it's an attempt to kind of mitigate anything she might say, or whether it's, kind of like, hell with you, I'm going to be so great, or, something else. But I do feel like this experience is really going to benefit you. And it may be too, let's say, I'm wondering, yeah, she's going to have to work a lot harder, or he, I don't know. They're going to have to work a lot harder to just kind of stay where they are. Whereas again, you're progressing. So I wouldn't worry in terms of work. I think that you're going to be just fine. And I think that, you know what it is? I feel like people are going to engage and talk because, it can be fun to gossip and whatever. But the proof is in the pudding. And I think you've got the pudding. Does that make sense? Oh my God. That. That's crazy. What a crappy boss. So, when you got his attention today, was it like in a positive way? Oh no. I I see us doing really well with work. And again, this, look, this is like a snapshot based on the way things are right now. Um, don't don't worry too much about the interpersonal stuff. Just focus on doing a good job with your work, because that's where you're going to shine and that's where you're going to win. You know, um, don't kind of stoop to gossipy stuff. Just do your job. Be fabulous at your job, and make sure you kind of document whatever needs to be documented, so that nobody else can kind of take away what you've accomplished, try to claim it for themselves or whatever. But I think you're going to do really well, professionally. And I think that ultimately people are going to know that, and they're going to see you differently too. You know what I mean? So right now, yeah, maybe they think you're standoffish or whatever, but that's not how they're going to continue to see you. They're going to start to see you as that active force, that person that gets the stuff done, that really goes after the accomplishments. Yeah, and I think you're gonna, right? Because this is my um, kind of end result, right? We have the Ten of Pentacles. So I think that, yeah, absolutely. And don't let this person distract you, right? Because what does the devil do? Devil distracts and lies. There's a deceit there, and there's a seduction that can come from really indulging in gossipy stuff, or even attacks, or things like that, right? Don't stoop down there, because you're already so much higher up, and you've just got even more to go and more to do. And you are just surrounded by new opportunities, and I think you're going to do fabulously. You just focus on the work and don't worry about the rest. That'll sort itself out. Does that make sense? Oh, you're welcome. Okay, let's see who's next. It is getting a little bit late, but I'm gonna try to get everybody in. We'll see. So let's see who is next. Oh, Pokey, are you still around? So I think you're next. And then Sharon, are you still here? So Pokey, Sharon. And then Chrissy. So, okay, Kay, you're coming up. But first we have Pokey. If Pokey's still, and it's a whole, it's like POKI_CI_JC. And if they're not here, we have Sharon, Trio of Witches, sorry. And then Chrissy's next after that. So, do we have any of those folks wanting a reading? So I got Pokey, Sharon, and what did I say, Chrissy? I think so. I probably should write down people as they show up. I apologize. It's my first time doing it live, so. Okay. Oh, let's see. Can I see who's still here? No, I can't. All right. Well, all right. Let's do it this way. If you are still here and want a reading, let me know. I see you, Kay, so you may be next. Let me see if there's anybody else. Oh, we have Gustav. Oh, no, Kay was ahead of Gustav. Sorry. All right, so I think you're next, Kay. So, your cousin in New York feeling she's been quiet with you. Okay. Feeling like toward you or feeling just in general? Okay. Her behavior against you. So toward you, how's she feeling? Right? I feel like we're gonna stick with Pensive Path Tarot. Okay. I used to confide in her. And did she just kind of pull away? Or did something happen? Hi, Papudas. Does she maybe have a lot going on in her own life right now? Is there something that she's been dealing with? Like maybe it's got nothing to do with you? Oh, I'll get to you after. I am, but I'm in the middle of a reading for someone else right now. So I'm going to try to get everybody, though. Yeah, I feel feel like she's maybe overwhelmed. Like, maybe she's a confidant for a lot of people, or just for some heavy stuff with multiple people. And I feel like right now she's kind of saying, it's enough. I gotta focus on me for a little while. Yeah, I feel like she's just been trying to juggle things. Yeah, I think she's going through something and really needs the time and the energy for herself. And in fact, you might reach out and offer to help her, you know, and offer to be there and kind of be that ear to listen to. I feel like it's an emotional thing that's going on for her, and she's reacting on that emotional level, and she's not really thinking things through. And I think that you could help her by doing that, by being that kind of logical part, like saying, hey, look, don't get ahead of yourself, or, you know, whatever it is. But, yeah. I think there's a lot. I think there's a lot that she's going through, that she's experiencing, and I think part of it has to do with people on the outside, whether they're taking too much time or energy, or that emotional toll. And I think right now she's kind of done. She's like, you know what I mean? Like, she's just got to. It's like that turtle in the shell, and she's got to kind of pull in and take stock almost. And I think that there's this, it's almost like a wall came down, you know. Yeah, but I don't think there's any kind of lack of caring or annoyance or anything. I don't think it's got anything to do with you. Is, I guess, really where I'm going with it. But I think she could use a friend right now. And I think you should reach out to her, and, don't make it about you. Make it about her. Does that make sense? Does that seem like that could be what's going on? Okay, good. So reach out, and just be there for her in whatever way she needs. I do think it's going to be like that logical way. Yeah. So just ask her. I mean, I'm a very blunt person. I would just call me like, what is going on? What do you need? What can I do? Or you might even just offer it. Depending on her and, her situation, your situation, you might say, I don't know where you're located, but if you're close enough to get to her, you might say, you know what? Why don't we plan a day just us to get together? If she's far away, you might say, yes, I will try to get to you. You might say, you know what? Let's have like just a fun FaceTime. Just me and you, for like even half an hour. And just kind of be there. And make it so that she's comfortable, either unburdening herself or maybe just to have some fun, Hey, Jennifer. Does that feel like something you could do? Something she might appreciate? Oh, you're welcome. All right, so next, I believe, is Gustava. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing your name. If you are still here, let me know in the text because I'm pretty sure you're next. If I have skipped over anybody, please let me know. I don't mean to, but it can be hard to keep track. But yeah, I do believe Gustava is next, and then just in case, after Gustava, or if Gustava's not here, who is next? I think. Mm, mm, mm. Papu Das will be after Gustavo, or if Gustavo doesn't chime in. So, and that's how you can kind of see where you are in the list too. If you scroll up to see where they, I believe it is. Am I saying your name kind of correctly? Papu Das? I'm so sorry. Okay, so what did you listen? Siani Mom, allow me to rejoin the job. Oh, yay. I'm so glad. Okay. So, all right. So there's a specific job or type of work that you want to be able to get back to? Is that essentially what you want to know about? Like, is it for a specific company or employer? Or is it like a specific task? Like, somebody's building a specific house. Okay, Jennifer, I will get to you. I think there's only one, maybe two people ahead of you at this point. So, you're looking to rejoin. She's the employer of a school. Okay. Oh. Yes, she is. Let me ask you, is there something that you can do at this moment, or in the upcoming moments, that will potentially sway her, or is this something that's already been decided as far as you know? Oh no. Yeah. Okay. So you left, but it was your choice to leave? So what would it take? You might have to, kind of, the expression eat crow. I feel like, if you want to go back, you're going to have to move quickly and basically say, even if, I don't know what the car was or who started it or whatever, but I feel like you need to kind of make it clear, like, this isn't going to happen again. Whatever it is, it's not going to get in the way of my job. And I think there's got to be a sort of it's also unresponsive. I feel like you have to take some action to make this happen. I don't know if you need to maybe go meet with them or write a letter, but you need to take an action to show them that, like, that petty arguments aren't going to be an issue moving forward, right? That you've learned from it or whatever, and maybe acted a little bit hasty. But I would focus on what you can bring to the table, that by coming back, you have all this great stuff to offer them. And you can get along with the administration, with your peers. But you need to take an action to show them that. I don't, you can't just sit and wait for this. You know what I mean? I think that you have to either ask for a meeting, show up, write a letter, something. And really, I would lay my cards out on the table. And I'd be like, look, I know this happened. You know, I would say that it's not going to happen moving forward. And this is why, and let them know why. And let them know that you're passionate about the work, that you're eager to come back, and you have so much to offer. Because I think if you do that, I think there are maybe some egos that need to be massaged a little bit. Does that make sense? Is that you there? Did I lose you? Oh, if I return, will the coworkers accept me? So this is assuming you do, you take those steps to massage any egos a little bit, and to, to accept, to kind of take responsibility for what happened, even if, you know, it wasn't like your main thing. You have a choice. You have a choice. I feel like you can go back if you want, if you do these things, but you don't necessarily have to, because I do think it is a choice, and I think it might, yeah, I think that it would be in your best interest to line up some other choices first so you can really decide what it is you want. And I think that by having other choices lined up, it's just going to empower you to really decide what it is that you want, you know, and to have these things in your back pocket. And you can go to the school and say, you know what, I have this other job that I could take, but I really want to come back here. And I think that they will accept you. I think that you're going to have to own up to your part in whatever happens. Do you know what I mean? You're going to have to, you know, be a little humble and say, you know what, I spoke out of turn, or, you know, whatever it was. But I think that's the main thing. I think that you just have to take responsibility for your part and don't worry about any other blame. It doesn't matter if somebody else started it and you just kind of finished it. Don't bring that up. It doesn't matter. All that matters is what you did, right? That's the only thing you want to address. That's the only thing you want to talk about, you want to mention, is just to take responsibility for your own actions. Don't worry about what the other people did, right? Because that gets sorted out later. Just focus on you. And, you know, line up those choices, because I think it's just going to be a benefit to you. But I do believe if you want, and if you do these things, you'll be able to go back to that school, and they will accept you. Does that make sense? Hi, Ferris. Yeah. I don't know how much longer, but I'm going to try to get to everybody. Okay, good. Let me know how it works out. I'm definitely sending you the very best. You know, wishing you the very best. I think JD is next. JD's still around. I should try other stuff. I think you should, I think you should have kind of stuff lined up. You know, look around, see what's out there for you. See if maybe other things would be better for you. And even if they're not, that's okay. But there's a power in having those other jobs before, you know, you go back to that other one. You gotta make the move and ask to talk. And you have to go in with this new mindset, you know, and do not try to place blame. You just accept your part. Don't worry about anybody else's part. All right, Star Love Angel. I think you're next, unless JD pops in. So I think we lost. Might have lost them. And then Jennifer, you're after Star Love Angel. Ferris. We might get to you anyway. So I think we're almost kind of done. All right, we have Starlove, Angel, Jennifer, and oh, and Bombi Best, whatever. I'm sorry, it like disappeared on my thing because I was trying to read it. Okay. All right. So, Starlove Angel, what is going on? Looks like you are up. Why my ex-husband messaged my current boyfriend the other day. All right. So let me ask you what you messaged him. Do you know what he said? Like, are you looking for like an underlying motive? Or are you looking for just the surface what he said? Underlying motive. Okay. Let me ask you. I think we're gonna stick with Pensive Path. Well, maybe I'm not gonna ask you anything just yet. Some underlying motive. Now, I do want to say, I generally do readings about taking an action, right? But control. Can I just say control? Like screaming to me, control. And I think you know. Maybe you don't want to believe it or accept it, but I think you ultimately know that. Does that sound right at all? Yeah, I think if you don't mind, my advice to you is going to be to ignore that guy, right? Don't even, like, he's going to do what he's going to do, and it's not coming from a nice place. Yeah. You want to focus on yourself, on, your current. Don't get tangled up in this energy because it doesn't have a positive purpose at all. I think that he wants to kind of contain you and keep you from living your best life, right? I don't know if it's a jealousy or a pettiness or just like that pure desire to control, but that's where it's coming from. And you've got to distance yourself because you know how he is. You know what he's like. And you already know the answer to this question. And you know what you need to do. Um, you've got to trust your gut. Yeah. Yeah. You j- just stay away from it. Cut tight. You know, how is he even texting your boyfriend? How does he have his number? Like, don't. I would. Well, let's say. Gonna say. Yeah. You want to block him in every possible way. Close him out. Leave him out in the cold. Don't give him any time, any energy, anything, because he does not deserve it. You want to focus on who you are and how you're moving forward, because there's this whole wonderful world of experiences and so many things to learn and share and love. You don't have time for this crap. You want to focus on what really matters, what's really important. Yeah. Block him every which way you can. And you know what? If he slips through, who cares? You know, it's like water off a duck, you know? Good. That's how it should be. That's how it should be. Look, whether it's people, whether it's a religion, whatever it is, it should uplift you. It should empower you. And if it doesn't, it's not the right thing for you. And, you know, if he slips through the cracks, if he manages to get a text in or whatever, just like water off a duck's back, let it just fall away, because it doesn't matter. Because he doesn't deserve your time or your energy. Good, good, good. And I mean, ultimately, he's just hurting himself, right? And you want to keep it that way. You don't want it to have anything to do with you. And you know what? Don't even think about him. He doesn't deserve your time, your thoughts, your energy. You know, focus on the things that are meaningful, the things that uplift you. Because you are so much stronger than you ever imagined. Yeah. So that's more than enough time. It's time for you. It's time for you to maybe rediscover yourself a little bit. To discover what things you really like. Maybe things that once upon a time you used to do, you used to enjoy, but it's been so long you've almost even half forgotten them. But now's the time to be all about you. To feel that connection. Good. And that's how it should be. You know, and allow yourself to notice the connection that you have with the world, with others who do uplift you. That connection with the universe, with life, with nature. You know, and listen to your gut, because your gut never lies. You know, if the feeling starts in your gut, that's your gut. If it starts in your head, that's not where you want to be. Not for stuff like this, right? You want to go with that gut. You want to listen to your intuition, because it's very powerful. And it tells you everything you need to know. Good. You know what? It's a wonderful place to be. It's a powerful place to be, because you can kind of begin again. How wonderful is that? How exciting to just see everything with fresh eyes, to experience things in a new way. It's really a very powerful place to be. gotta listen to your gut, because your gut knows it all. So is that helpful? I feel like you don't need anything from this guy, but let me say, by the same token, don't be too hasty. You know, he owes you 20 years. Yeah, but you know what? You get your due. I would, look, 20 years, you should get at least half of all the marital assets. You should get, if he's got a pension, you should get part of the pension. I think you get half. It depends on the state and what, and I'm not a lawyer. But 20 years is a long stinking time. And I feel like you might be a little too hasty walking away from that. You know, I would take him for everything that you can get. You know, because while you don't necessarily need it, yeah, it's your due. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You take all his crap. You can, but I don't know. I don't know. It's up to you. You got to do what's right for you. Right now, I would say take it. Yeah. Yeah. He's been taken from you for so long. It's time for you to take a little back. So that's what I think. But I mean, look, you got to do what's right for you. You know, I would not decide in a moment. You definitely. Oh my God. Come on now. Do it for them then. Do it for them. And you know what? The hassle is for the lawyer. It's not for you. So don't even worry about it. Let the lawyer handle everything. Yeah. So it's time to take back. It's definitely time to take back. I would get a good lawyer, let him do everything, and then make your ex pay for the lawyer. All right. So I think we're on Jennifer. Oh, you're welcome. Let me know. Let me know how you're doing. You can always pop in any video and comment, you know, and just let me know. You know, because I care. Hi, Chaotic Abundance. Okay, I believe we're on Jennifer now. So, Jennifer, you still with us? Looking to move out of Brooklyn? Brooklyn's fabulous. Why are you trying to leave Brooklyn? All right, thank you. Yes. Okay. Are you looking to go anywhere particular? Or just get the heck out of Brooklyn? I am Chaotic Abundance. I'm trying to get to everybody. We'll see. I'm going to try really hard, though. So I think we only have a couple people left, so I should be able to get to you. More space, Staten Island. Oh, Staten Island. I have definitely been there. You know what? Since we're talking islands, let's go Healing Waves Tarot by Nawan Junasiri. You know, I'm mangling people's names. I don't mean to. So what have you done to kind of, are you doing anything to try to take steps to get out of there? Are you looking for a new job or a transfer? Is it about, you know, living arrangements? Do you need to sublet? What specifically are you trying to kind of get sorted, figure out? New bigger home, new baby on the way. Okay, so what is stopping you right now from, you know, from just going to Staten Island? Is it oh, I can't think of the word. Commitments that you have here, whether, you know, like a lease, stuff like that. Is it uh, about a job, or is it kind of all of it? You know, have you taken any steps to get started with that move? Are you looking for a place? Are you trying to sublet your place or sell your place? You know, would you be commuting back, or are you looking to switch a different, you know, job or location? Oh, tower is beautiful. I love the tower because the tower always brings change, and that is what you're looking for. Um, and look, moves are chaotic at best. At best, they're chaotic. Right? It's a lot of time, a lot of energy. Just finding a house in general. Yeah. I do see a huge change though. And I would tend to think, it would be about the move. Let's see what's going on. I feel like the one thing you want to be careful of is to really kind of focus on the realities of it all, of the practicalities of things. I think it can be very easy to get caught up in that kind of wishful thinking. And this is definitely something where, you know, you have to take definite steps and actions to make this a reality. But I think that you absolutely can. And I do see it coming. I think that it's going to be a big change. I think it's going to be a little bit wearing, you know, which is normal. I mean, moves are big, and it's, you know, it's a very different lifestyle, really, in Staten Island. You know, I am from New Jersey, so I'm very familiar. And I think there's going to be, you know, the potential for a bit of culture shock. I think that you want to be open and be careful not to be, you know, too defensive about things, and not take people at their word a little bit. Don't, don't try to read between the lines. Um, so I feel like maybe there's that tendency or that potential to do that and to maybe misunderstand things because of that. You know what I mean? Um, I think that you kind of have a twofold thing going on. You definitely have to keep your feet on the ground in terms of, doing all the work and, getting, your pay stubs or your W-2s, all that stuff. But also, you kind of need to go with the flow a little bit. I feel like maybe there are very kind of strong expectations or like you have very I can't even think of the words. Expectations. There are certain things you're like, it must be this. You know what I mean? I feel like there's a rigidness somewhere in that. I don't know if it's about the house, if it's about, it's about something related to this. And I think that you need to just kind of go with the flow a little bit. And I think that the more rigid you are, the more difficult the transition's going to be. But if you can just kind of go with the flow a little bit and you just kind of trust in the universe and what's going on, I think it's going to take you to that better place. And I think it's going to be exactly what you need, even if it's not exactly what you envisioned. Does that make sense? Yeah, Jasmine, I will try to get to you. I'm taking people in order that they come in. It's nice to meet you too, though, Jasmine. Oh, good. I'm so glad. But I do see this as a really great thing for you. And I think it's going to be wonderful. Just go with the flow a little bit, and I'm the type of person that I want what I want, but also I can be very flexible in weird ways. And sometimes I just kind of enjoy letting the universe give me what it's going to give me, And I feel like this is a situation for that. You still got to take all those steps. Definitely do that physical stuff, the material stuff. But I think it's going to work out really nicely for you. Okay. Chaotic abundance. Let me make sure you're next. I think you might be. Let me see. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anybody. Ferris. You still there? I think you're next. Oops. Sorry, I'm bumping this all over. I'm trying to read. Oh, you're welcome, Jennifer. Let me know how it works out. So let's see. Do we have... Are you there, Ferris? If not... If not, I think after Ferris... Oh, we still have... Bombi... Best Test 23. I don't know if you're still around. So I'm just going to call you Bomb. And after that, it's definitely Chaotic Abundance. So, yay, thank you, Jennifer. Alright, so let's do chaotic abundance since they're responding, but Ferris and Bomb Person, I'm so sorry. Bombi, let me know and I'll do you next. So chaotic, shoot. The chat disappears before I can finish reading stuff. So irritating. Okay. Will my position at work be eliminated? Should I be looking to move preemptively or just wait it out? Okay. Okay, Jasmine. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you are next after this one. Assuming Ferris and the other person don't pop back in, you will be next. Unless there's somebody I missed. If I missed anybody, please let me know. But right now we're doing chaotic abundance. It's just such a great name. So let's say we're gonna go back to Pensive Path. So the problem is my chat doesn't stay up, which is so irritating. Okay. All right. So let's see. Oh, you're welcome. So, stay or should you go? It's the age-old question, isn't it? I have that song stuck in my head. I'm so sorry. So, man, this is coming up in like a lot of readings today. That's crazy. I'm gonna say right off the bat, I would start looking. Doesn't mean to go necessarily. I think you want to. Hi, Intuitive Diane. I think you want to. You want to build up options, but take your time deciding what's right for you. You know, don't be too quick to jump ship. But I would definitely. Oh, these cards are everywhere today. I do kind of feel like moving on might be better. I still wouldn't be too quick with it. I really wouldn't. I would think I would take time to find that right thing for you. I feel like there might be a new direction that would be better for you. I don't know if that's a money thing or just a, you know, more enjoyable thing, or, you know, maybe like a long-term more beneficial. I think that there's a risk. And I think that I feel like there's an opportunity that's maybe a little bit outside of your wheelhouse. And it might be a little bit scary and a little daunting. But I also think that in the long run, this could be so much better for you. I think it could be much more fulfilling. Yeah. I think that, I mean, I have no idea what it is, right? Oh. it might be more of a, I don't know if I want to say that. Well, it might be um, more of a physical thing, um, but not necessarily. It could just. I feel like there's more action going on. I to go. I feel like I feel like there's something very different from what you're doing now, and I think that um, hmm, I don't know. It's very different work from what you're doing, and I think that it's work that maybe you'd be a little bit intimidated about thinking about, like, oh, I don't know if I could really do it, or if I, it's going to be a big change. It's going to be a big change. Um, I think it's going to be a lot more of an active kind of job. I think that um, it could be physically, it could be mentally, it could just be like there's a lot going on, right? You're not just sitting around chilling out and counting the hours. This is something where you're doing stuff, like a lot of stuff. Um, and yeah, it's going to be challenging if you go in this direction. It's not going to be easy, but you can do it. You know what I mean? And I think that it's going to be worth that. And I think that I would do it. And I don't know what it is, but I know that it's very, very different from what you're doing now. And it's very, very active. And it's the kind of thing, I feel like this is the kind of job that you would look at and be like, oh, that's not for me. That's not what I do, right? But you could do it. Um, yeah, and I overwhelmingly feel like emotionally you're going to be so much happier, so much more fulfilled. Um, I can't tell you financially. I'm not really getting anything one way or another. Um, but I think this is more in line with who you're meant to be. I think this is, people talk about like their purpose in life. That may sound a little dramatic for you, but I do feel like this other job is gonna put you more in line with your purpose, with your bliss, and it's gonna be a huge change for you. But it's definitely gonna be a change for the better. I wouldn't rush to quit the job. You want to look around, because I feel like you got to look for this thing. I don't know whether it's within your company or it's a different company, but I will tell you this: if you put in for this job, you will get it. Oh, good. Does that make sense? Like, I have no doubt this. All you have to do is put in for it, or do whatever you need to do to throw your hat in the ring, so to speak. But once you do that, I think it's yours. I just feel like it's kind of meant to be. That sounds so corny, but that's how it feels. It's I firmly believe that when we take steps towards our purpose, or along our path, the universe is going to do things. It's going to shift things and move things to help align with our purpose, to help align with our path, and it kind of helps push you along, like it wants you to succeed. um, so yeah, so I feel very, very good for you about it. I think it's gonna be wonderful. um, but let me know, what it is. if you don't mind, because I'm excited for you. I have no idea what it is, but it feels very exciting. Um, oh, you're welcome. Okay, Jasmine. All right. Asking about Edgar. Is he going to... Wait, I lost it. There we go. Well, he decided to come back to me, take action towards me, been in no contact for a month. He has my number blocked, so I can't reach out. Jasmine. Why are you worrying about this guy? He's blocking you. I'm just saying. Let me ask you this. What if he were to suddenly reach out? After blocking you. No contact for a month. What would that do for you? I'm just curious. Yeah. And you know, a lot of times when we even say in terms, say, well, I invested all this time in this person, right, in this relationship, and that can make it hard to walk away. I get to have another conversation. All right. I really try to focus my readings on what steps people can do, as opposed to just a sort of yes or no. But I'm going to give you a yes or no, because I do feel like you need it. So understand this is a snapshot in time. It's based on everything the way it is right now. I understand. I understand. And it's nice to care about him. And you know what? Here's the deal. When when you've been in a relationship with someone, I mean, of course you care about them and all that. But here's the thing. It's like, even if it doesn't work out, like maybe I'm weird, but I never understood why people would be like, oh, I wasted all this time with them. I'm like, did you waste it? Because, for me, I'm like, did I have fun? Did I enjoy myself? Did I learn something? Did I, you know what I mean? Because to me, that's never a waste of time. And, it's not, you're not playing the stock market. It's a person. And even if a relationship's over, the time you spend together still has worth and value. Good, because, you shouldn't. I think that you need to kind of give him space. If he's going to reach out, he's got to do it on his own. And I think that, I know this really isn't the yes or no answer that you want. I think that he might reach out. But you've got gotta let it be on his terms and in his time. You know what I mean? Don't try to contact him any other ways. Just be open to it. I'm gonna tell you, I don't think that I think you really need to focus on yourself right now. And I know it can be hard, and definitely still care about him, right? Um, yeah, it could be longer, and I think it's important to not read between the lines if he does reach out, because good, don't. I think that he feels similar to you in at least some respects. I think that there is this history, and there is this caring that's there, and I don't think that's gone, but that doesn't mean that you're getting back together, and I don't want you to mislead yourself. Good, don't. I think you need to focus, and he's done this before, so then why do you keep letting him get away with it? This is scary. Yeah, I mean, he may be scared, but he's hurting you, right? I think I don't think he's going to give you what you want. Not the way things are right now. Look, everything changes. He could wake up tomorrow, have some kind of epiphany, and totally change the way he acts and things like that. But I think that the way things are in this moment, I think that you should take some time to nurture yourself and try to cultivate the idea yeah, but I think 4 years is a long time. It's a long time to wait for somebody to commit to you. I mean, that's a long time. And I mean, after 4 years, if he still doesn't know what he wants, good. And that's, I think, where you need to be. Good. Yeah, I feel like this is the time for more intentional actions for you, as opposed to just going with the flow. What's the old saying, which I think was always misquoted, but I still think it's pretty valid. What's the mark of insanity is when you do the same thing and expect a different result. Okay. I I would focus my energy elsewhere. Good. Okay. So, and that's all you can do. That's all you can do. And if, if things are right, he is going to come after you. I, I, I think that you're going to have other opportunities that might be a little slower to build, but I think that's going to give him a more solid foundation too. Um, yeah, I would. I The way things are right now, I tend to see you going in a different direction, and I think it's going to be a really great one. Um, I don't think it's going to be with him. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. And again, you know, the future is always moving, and it's always changing, and the smallest things can create just the most powerful changes. So, um, I mean, it's of course possible. I would say though, yeah, I would kind of consider dating somebody else. And you don't have to do it now, right? I mean, it could be too soon, and that's absolutely normal and fine. But I think that good, good, and that's a good place to be. Um, I would say just notice what's out there. You know what I mean? You don't need to go after anything, and you don't need to like hunt for it, but just be aware of what's out there, what other possibilities there are, and notice that, you know, there are so many people who would be so happy to give you what you need, to give you what you want. Good, good. Um, yeah, I'm sorry. I just don't see. I think that if he pops back in, it's just gonna be. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a continuation of the pattern. Again, unless something. Um, you're welcome. I'm sorry. It's not probably what you wanted to hear. You too. Okay. Do you have anybody left? Let's see. Um, Intuitive Diane, are you there? Would you like a reading? Oh, that was. Is it this one? It's the Pensive Path Tarot. I think that's the one. That's the one I've been using most tonight. I think that's. Oh no! Did I use this one? So I don't even know what I just used. This is Pixie's Whisper. If this is the one I used. Okay. Well, I think it is creeping up on my bedtime. Um, so if you wanted a reading and you didn't get one, I'm doing this 2 more times. I'm trying to do different days, different times, so that people of different time zones can join in if they would like. Um, let me know if there are certain times or certain days that are better for you. I will definitely take those into account. You can put it in the comments here or just in another video, whatever you like. And just be wonderful to yourself. Be really wonderful because you deserve the best, only the best, all the best. And that is my wish for you. Okay, Amber Ray, I hope to see you next time.